Once Narad Muni met Krishna. And while they were walking, Narad Muni asked Lord Krishna, "My dear Krishna, can you please show me power of your Maya, your illusory energy? Please explain to me the secret of this magic called Maya and how she acts." Sri Krishna hesitated to do it. So Krishna asked his dear devotee, "My dear Narad, are you sure you want to see power of my Maya?" Narad was very determined, so he said, "Yes, Krishna, I am sure. I want to see power of your Maya." Lord Krishna replied, "Okay Narad, I will show you. Let's lie down here in the shade and I shall tell you everything. But first, Narad, it's terribly hot, could you get me a cool glass of water?" Right away, Narad promised to do some service to his Lord Krishna. He set out across the fields. The sun beat down, and though he was a good walker, the little line of thatched cottages on the horizon that marked the nearest village seemed no closer as he strode along. The heat grew unbearable. Narada's throat became parched too. He began to think that he would ask for 2 glasses of water, and drink the second himself. Finally he reached the village and ran to the nearest house. The door opened, and there stood the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. She smiled up at Narad through long, dark lashes, and something happened to him that had never happened before. All he could do was to look at her beautiful face. Finally he spoke out, "Will you marry me?" The couple settled down to a life of family bliss. After a while, children began to arrive. Narada's became a very animated household. His father-in-law was a big landlord. And because he had no son, so the wealth fell in the hands of Narad. Somebody was always being bathed or dressed, there were meals to get and people to be provided for. And all these things were filling up their lives. Narad and his wife became engrossed in their private little world, quietly building their dreams. Years passed. The children grew up, went to school, got married. In time, grandchildren arrived. Narad became the patriarch of a great family, respected by the whole village. His land stretched to the horizon. He and his wife would look at each other fondly and say, "Don't you think being grandparents is the greatest thing on earth?" Then a flood came. The village fields became a raging river, and before Narada's helpless eyes, he took his family and tried to cross the raging waves. But failed. His wife and children were taken by the flood. He was trying to save them from all these calamities but was not successful. Unable to watch the destruction, Narad fell to his knees and cried for help from the very depths of his heart. "Krishna! Krishna!" At once, the raging floods disappeared and there was Sri Krishna, standing casually on the fields where they had walked what seemed to be so many years before. "Narad," the Lord asked gently, "where is my glass of water?" Narad then came to know the power of Maya.